Hello, welcome to your weather update from Met Office. Well, as we go through the rest of Sunday, for most it's going to be a mild day, especially compared to the week just gone. There will be some bright spells also, especially across eastern England, eastern parts of Scotland for a time, but elsewhere a fair bit of cloud around with some rain across Scotland and Northern Ireland, and that rain may well turn to sleet and snow across the high ground of Scotland. And then later on in the afternoon, this next band of rain then arrives into South Wales and Devon and Cornwall, and that rain could potentially be quite heavy in places. But ahead of this, in any brightness, we could see highs reaching 14 or 15 degrees. Into this evening, this band of rain will work its way northwards. It'll be accompanied by some brisk winds across the south, and actually by the end of the night it could turn quite windy here for a time, risk of coastal gales across the southwestern parts of the country. And then as that rain bumps up into the colder air across the far north of the UK, we could start to see some sleet and snow. But for most it is a mild night, especially in the south, temperatures falling not much lower than 10 or 11 degrees. But across the very far north of Scotland here, again, a risk of a frost with maybe also a few icy patches as we start Monday morning. But for most, we do start off the week on a mild note, but only briefly. The cold air across the north does sink its way southwards as we go through Monday and Tuesday. And then middle of the week, the mild air does return across the country, but as it does so, we could again see the risk of some further sleet and snow. And by the end of the week, most of us should be in the milder air. But as you can see, plenty of rain also to come as we go through the course of this week. So a fairly unsettled one, I think, for most of us. So for Monday, as I said, we start off on a fairly mild note, especially across the south. Still quite blustery, risk of some outbreaks of rain, especially across northern England into Wales and southwestern parts of the country. But to the north, the rain turning increasingly to sleet and snow across Scotland, and then eventually across Northern Ireland and parts of northern England too. Chiefly across the high ground, but at times also across lower levels. So there is a risk of disruption as we go through Monday. So warnings are in force across this part of the world. So do take that into account if you have got any travel plans on Monday. But as I said, to the south of it, a mild day. Could see highs reaching 14 or 15 degrees, but that will be tempered somewhat by this fairly brisk wind. And then going into Tuesday, the cold air will have moved right across the country. So a cold day for all of us. Risk of some wintry showers almost anywhere across the UK, but chiefly across the northern half of the country. Temperatures at best reaching about 8 degrees in the south, but again, that will be tempered somewhat by a fairly brisk northerly wind. So warnings are in force, as I mentioned, across the northern half of the country as we go through Monday, and we could potentially see further warnings as we go through the course of the week. So you can always keep up to date with the latest warnings on our website. You can follow us on social media for the latest weather updates, or also check us out on YouTube for the latest video forecast. But that's all from me for now. Take care.